I created Texit Coin because after 12 years of studying crypto, of being around crypto, of looking into it, trying to wrap my mind around it, I finally decided that cryptocurrency is the future of money. The thing that really stood out for me was that the world's not making any more gold and silver coin buyers. And of course, being in that industry for 17, 18 years, it was a real disappointment to find out that I'm selling fax machines. I'm going the way of the travel agent, and I got to get with the times. And it's not coincidental that back in 2008, Satoshi Nakamoto started Bitcoin and Bobby Gray started the American Open Currency Standard. I went physical. I started making coins. Satoshi went digital, made Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin has gone on to become, a mainstream. The world was going digital, and how important it was for us to use the tools of our time. And the tools of our time, of course, have to be digital. Then we have to understand and engage and use the tools that we have here today. The conversation is all about honest money. As you may recall, back in 2012, the same year that I made that original Bitcoin coin, the one with the B in the middle of it, I had an opportunity to testify in front of Texas Congressman Ron Paul's United States House Financial Services Domestic Monetary Policy Subcommittee about parallel currencies. The Roadmap to Monetary Freedom, it was called. And I did this before most people ever heard of Bitcoin. It was kind of still largely unknown. And we were talking about the importance of honest money. We were talking about how the U.S. government has destroyed the value of the dollar over the previous 100 years at that point. My world famous Bitcoin coin and turned it into a functional cryptocurrency cold storage wallet because I'm learning about all this crypto stuff. And I'm seeing the problems that the community is facing, hackers and exchange bankruptcies and lost passwords and thrown away computer hard drives and all this stuff. And I said, why don't I take my famous coin and turn it into a tool to help people engage cryptocurrency? It's hard in your mind to really imagine what crypto is. It's out there, it's in the cloud, it's intangible. When you come from the world of gold and silver, like I do, like you're thinking about something you can hold in your hand. And when you don't hold it, you can't own it. And so I turned my world famous coin into a functional wallet. And I really gave people a tangible tool where they could actually now take a digital currency, hold it in their hand, and lock it up in the safe to keep it offline, away from hackers. And it wasn't until 2023 that I finally got totally frustrated with coin manufacturing. This time I'm going digital. I'm going to create a Texas version of Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is kind of this powerful tool. Very few people use it anymore as an actual currency. So I'm going to start with like Litecoin technology, but we're going to build a mine. And we're going to build a mine that's so big and so redundant and so powerful that the whole crypto world is not going to be able to ignore it in any way whatsoever. And I set out to figure out how big that mine needed to be and how much it was going to cost. I go, oh, well, I don't have that. Never mind. And then I thought about people that have built mines in the past. And I said, I know how we can do this. We can crowdsource this cash. We can do it better. And so I started inviting my friends and family on board April of 2024. Back then, it was just a twinkle in my eye. It was L3s from Bitmain screaming in my garage, creating a ton of heat. And that's where we began with my daughter putting the first money in to join as a Texit Coin miner. And then a couple other people followed suit. And here we are, 69 weeks later, now with our 10,000th miner that has joined our community. To me is mind-blowing because to have a community this large that's just as excited and just as passionate about what I've cared about for the last 18 years is really encouraging.
For those of you that are new and maybe don't know what a miner is, okay, this is what a miner looks like. It's a physical miner, and Texit is like Bitcoin and like Litecoin in that it's called a proof of work blockchain, which is very rare. Less than 1% of cryptocurrencies or blockchains are proof of work. So that really sets us apart from 99% of the other tokens out there. And this is what we actually use is Antminer L9s. When you buy a miner, you're basically helping to crowdfund Texit buying these L9s, and they're putting them all over Texas.
What we've created with Texit Coin is essentially just a Bitcoin do-over. we looked at the Bitcoin code and we chose to start with the Litecoin code, which is kind of a lighter, faster, less expensive version of Bitcoin. So we started with that. I made a blank slate, no pre-mined, no advantage for me, and we started mining it in my garage.
This is an opportunity to be early, build together, and see just how far the network can go. Most of us missed the early Bitcoin opportunity. I'm not missing the next one. Are you? If you want to get in early on this incredible crypto opportunity, talk to the person that shared this video with you. Get in early. Start producing generational wealth. Texit Coin. Let's build this mining network together and see just how far it can go.